Hey, Skyler,
Hey, how's it going?
so happy to meet with you today and
Yeah,
just hear about your story with Jesus.
right
So,
on.
the way we usually start these things off is I just ask, what was your situation like when you were born, your family situation, and all that?
Man, all right. So I know that first of all, from what my mother's told me, I was a kind of like a miracle child. Because her and my father had been trying to have a kid for a while, and I think they went through a couple miscarriages.
Hey,
So they were very happy when I was born,
sure.
but I was born kind of sickly.
Okay.
I know I had to be on breathing treatments up until I was about 5.
Oh, okay.
And so I guess as a baby, it was a bit of a miracle that I'm even here,
Yeah.
really. So praise God for that. But my early life,
So did either of your parents have kids from before they were
yeah.
together?
So
Oh,
my
okay.
mom had 2 kids with another man,
Uh-huh.
and just had one with my dad,
Okay.
and so it was just me, my dad, my brother, and my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So there's
cool.
3 kids and my
Yeah.
mom and my
So
dad.
you were the baby
Yep,
of the
I was
new
the baby.
relationship.
My
Yeah.
my my sister, I believe, I think she's about 37 now. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm 28, or
Okay.
I'm turning 28 next month.
So she might be 11
Yeah,
years.
they're quite older than me.
Okay.
My sister kind of like helped raise me a lot
Right?
throughout the younger years of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my brother's like 2 years younger than my sister, so I
Okay.
was very much the baby. They were way
Yes.
older than
Yes.
me. Yeah,
Cool. Okay.
yeah.
And where did you live?
Cameron Park.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Cameron Park. We stayed on one side of Cameron Park up until I was about 5, and then we moved to the other side of Cameron Park when I was 6, and been in that house ever since. I mean, I've moved to Long Beach and done other stuff in between that.
Right. But you're
Um,
back in Cameron Park
yeah,
now.
so I live with my
Yeah.
dad in Cameron Park again.
So what was life like as your family of 5?
Oh man, it was interesting. Growing up, I would say things were good. I know my parents, they tried their best,
Yeah.
as I feel most parents do. And it's funny because as you get older and you start to realize, like, oh, my dad was my age when he had me, and it's like, it's
Right.
kind of crazy to think about sometimes.
Right.
And so, they did their best. There were some troubles, and I remember, my dad being kind of angry when he would drink,
Yeah.
and he would drink a lot, but around the age of 5, he quit drinking, and so
Oh,
all that kind of
nice.
subsided and everything. But um, I don't know. It was just there's a lot. So my parents, they 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 would do drugs and stuff, like nothing too crazy.
Mhm.
But they would smoke weed in the house, and I was
Mhm.
just kind of raised around weed and
Mhm.
all the drug stuff, and like my grandparents all smoked weed. Like my whole family smoked
Okay.
weed essentially.
Did you come from a family of faith that was
No,
practicing it? Okay.
absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I think the only people in my family that had faith at the time were my great uncle,
Uh-huh.
so my grandma's sister
Okay.
that lives in LA.
Okay.
And that was like, and we didn't see them much.
Right.
Love them. I mean, they would come up from time to time.
Right.
Great people.
But
But they weren't really around enough to really plant that seed.
yeah.
Um,
Did you have an idea of God back then when
no,
you were
I
no?
mean, it's interesting. It's really strange. I think the first, in like, I wouldn't say encounter, but the first time I'd ever been into a church was actually after my grandfather had passed on my
Okay.
dad's side.
Okay.
And so my grandma started going to church, and I think I was around 7 years old.
Okay.
And I think I went to church like once or twice, and that was
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But that was like my first experience, and
Ever.
it wasn't a bad one. I
Yeah.
just didn't know what was happening.
Right.
And then
Right.
no one really told me what was going on.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and so that as far as like my early life, there was no introduction to, hey, this is God, this is the gospel.
Mhm.
There was a lot of love there, but it was
Yeah.
very dysfunctional at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was interesting. It was
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, uh, you know, yeah, my family partied.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
When did you get an idea of that there's more besides this life? Or when did you get an idea
oh
of
man, okay.
or what do you want to tell next?
So, and it's really weird And it just goes to show like how God was in my life the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were times in my life where I would talk to God as
Yeah,
a
like
kid
pray. Uh-huh.
and pray,
Yeah,
but I had no idea what I was doing. It was just
right.
something that I felt like I needed and wanted to do this.
Right. You weren't talking to yourself.
I had no idea what I was doing. Really
Okay.
had no idea.
Yeah.
And growing up, and it's so strange. It's going to be kind of a theme throughout my testimony. Is like
Yeah.
I had this discernment. Like I didn't have like a want for like the dark things and the negative things that you can
Mm-hmm.
see in life, and like Ouija boards and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
I had like this strong discernment in me even before I knew what it was. Like, hey, that's not good. Like I don't really
Right.
want to even go around that. I didn't know
Right.
why, but it was this
Right.
feeling in my spirit
Yes.
that told me, no, don't go near that.
Yes.
Um,
Oh.
and so, yeah, I mean, I've always been spiritual. I mean, I have some things tattooed on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say when I first realized, like, okay, maybe there's like a higher power, I mean, I feel like I've always been in touch with something. I just didn't have a name for it up until way later in my life.
Okay.
And then, I did shrooms and psychedelics and stuff, like throughout high school and middle
So
school.
you saw some unseen stuff.
Yeah, you see some weird stuff, and just the thought process that goes on in your mind, and you think you figured out the world, right? You figured out the universe, and it's just like, oh, I'm so in touch with the source, and just like all this other stuff, and it's just like, so I was agnostic, so to speak.
Okay.
I believed in a higher power.
Right.
I knew that there was something more than me. I mean, I just had no idea what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I hoped it was a force for good. I
Right.
never was inclined to the negative things,
Right.
that some people kind of fall into,
Right.
looking for answers and stuff. But I can't really put a pinpoint on when I first.
Were you looking for answers when you were taking shrooms?
No, I just
No.
wanted to get high.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
not at all.
Yeah.
The first time I had done shrooms, I was this for senior skip day,
Okay.
and we all just did a lot of shrooms in the
Mm-hmm.
forest,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really weird. I
Mm-hmm.
had what was called an ego death.
Okay.
So I thought I was dead,
Okay.
and it was weird, very weird.
Yeah.
I literally thought I had died.
Were you outside of your body and
Yes,
in your mind's eye?
yes, I was outside of my body, quite literally. I felt like I was floating. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I didn't exist. I was just energy.
Okay.
Very weird.
Yeah.
And so from there, after that happened, I was like really into the spiritual stuff, and crystals
Mm-hmm.
and like,
What do you think was driving your into itness? Like you weren't seeking when you took the shrooms,
right,
but then all of a sudden you're introduced to like, wait,
right.
right?
It would be my peers that I was hanging out with. I
Okay.
mean, I feel like they were way more looking for questions than I was.
Okay.
Because growing up, it was kind of rose-colored glasses. I didn't really realize
You were
all the
optimistic.
turmoil and stuff that was around me. I
Okay.
was just kind of joyous.
Yes.
I did go through a lot of terrible things.
Right.
And I mean, I could touch into that more, but I feel like the way that all those other things kind of came into my life was really just around the people I was hanging out with.
Okay.
I mean,
So as you're like trying looking at crystals and
yeah.
just different things like that, it still wasn't an internal drive to find out more. It was okay.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like I already knew.
Because of your trip.
Yeah. Like I had already, the laws of the universe and
Mm-hmm.
the powers that be, and like as long as you're a good person and
Mm-hmm.
karma, and like it
Mm-hmm.
was like when you think about it, it's like a homogenous thing of just all these different beliefs, like coming from paganism, coming from Buddhism, coming from universal powers, and it just kind of formed my own kind of worldview and my own spirituality, I would say.
Okay.
Is what happened.
Yeah.
Just through all the experiences and things that I'd researched and
Okay.
looked up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A general sense of right and wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
In a way.
Yeah. Okay. So you started to tell me you got into more spiritual things.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, I mean, it was it was never really like a huge part of my life. It was just kind of something that I did, and I guess when I was I guess maybe when I was looking for answers, I would go
Mhm.
to oh, this is just what the universe wants, or
Mhm.
like stuff like that.
Mhm.
But generally, I've always just kind of been a go with the flow type person.
Okay. Okay. Not and when you say the universe, you're just thinking of an
Yeah,
impersonal spiritual forces.
yeah,
Because when you had your trip, it looked like you were impersonal, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 So it was just
Yeah.
whatever's existing.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very strange. Very, 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 very strange.
So when did that change?
Um,
Or is that what you want to tell next?
well, I mean, I don't know. There's just so much in between it. I
Go for
mean,
it.
there was so I had lost my mind uh when I was 15,
Okay.
and it was I'd gotten beat up pretty bad.
Oh.
And my
By
eyes were swollen shut. I had to drink out of a straw for a couple weeks, and
did you just get jumped by a random
no,
or
I didn't get jumped. It was just from this guy I went to high school with, and we never really liked each other.
okay.
And I was friends with this one guy that he really didn't like, but he wasn't gonna go beat up that guy, so he
Yeah.
beat me
Okay.
up.
So that was a
And I
hospital
didn't,
stay, eh?
yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't want to fight him. It was
Yeah.
just this whole thing, right? But
Sure.
what had happened after that, right? Because I had to get surgery on my nose,
Okay.
and so I come home from surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the people that I was hanging out with
Mm-hmm.
uh, weren't great people at the
Right.
time, right? They were calling me Frankenstein and stuff like that.
Oh no.
But I go over there to smoke weed because I started smoking weed when I was 12.
Okay.
And so I go over there to smoke weed after I just went through the surgery. I'm on anesthesia. I'm on all these drugs, and I'm going over there to smoke weed. It's this concentrated form of weed called wax,
Okay.
and it wasn't good wax. It was terrible actually. There's probably a lot of butane in there.
Okay.
And still to this day, I'm not sure if it was laced with something stronger.
Gotcha.
But I did this really big hit of wax, and I thought that my nose was bleeding again,
Oh.
and I start panicking, right?
Yeah.
And I had a panic attack, and I'd already had a couple of those in my life, but I
Panic
knew what was
attack.
happening. I was like, okay, I'm having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And so I called my mom, and I was like, look, I need you to come get me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm freaking out.
Right.
And so she comes and gets me, but I go into a drug-induced psychosis after this.
Okay.
So like 2 weeks that I don't really fully remember. I was doing really, really, really weird stuff.
Were you continuing to take stuff?
Yeah,
Or,
for
okay.
sure. I was still
And
doing.
and your recovery drugs.
Yeah,
You're from the hospital stay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just really, really weird. I mean, I did some really weird stuff, and I don't remember. It's like that whole 2 weeks was like bits and flashes of everything. And so looking back on that, it was like very demonic almost.
Okay.
Of something to go through, and I'm glad that nothing like that's ever happened again in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I almost lost myself there. It's very strange. And so yeah, and then I think that actually, like, now that I think about it, really is what kind of led me on to that, because I started going to these therapy groups, and then secular therapy. I mean, they teach you about yoga and all these other things to try
Regulate.
to balance yourself and center and all this stuff. And so naturally, I think actually when I really think about it, that's really what gets me into the spiritual side of my life is after that event.
Okay.
Because
it's a little traumatic.
Yeah,
and then,
I started going to a lot of therapy.
Yeah,
after
some
that.
healing.
Yeah, looking for some healing, right?
Yeah.
And my parents, like I said, they're trying to help me any way they can. They don't know about Jesus or anything like that, and so yeah, they get me into therapy, and I'm doing these classes and stuff like that. Eventually, everything's fine.
Okay. And that was about 15.
Yeah, I was about 15 years old. Yeah,
was that about like a year of recovery and therapy?
Yeah, they took me out of school.
Okay.
I was homeschooled for a year.
Okay.
I had to just had to kind of get myself back
Yeah.
to normal.
Did you keep taking
Weed and stuff like
mhm,
yeah. Yeah.
because it was cool with your parents,
Yeah.
so
Well,
that wasn't
not
the
at
issue.
first. They didn't
Oh,
like that.
okay.
I mean, it was hard for them to say no because obviously they're doing it in front
Right.
of me.
Right.
Um, but I was rebellious.
Yeah.
They didn't want me to smoke weed.
Right.
I told them I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right.
And it just
Gotcha.
eventually it came to the point where it's like, okay, they kind of gave up.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? We're just gonna let you smoke
Yeah.
weed,
Yeah.
and that's kind of
Keep
how it
it
was.
keep it in
Yeah,
that
exactly.
realm.
Yeah. Don't let
Okay.
anybody know that we let you smoke weed, that type
Okay.
of thing, and then
Okay.
smoke weed at home and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that didn't change with
No,
that
no,
experience.
no.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
not at all.
Yeah. And so as you're getting therapy and some techniques for healing and for
Mm-hmm.
regulating and getting some healing and
Yeah.
recovery from a traumatic experience, both traumatic experiences, like the physical fight has got to
Yeah.
have some trauma to it, I would guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the strange 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
And then did you feel a lot more regulated and in control after with all of that, or
Well, I remember they put me on antipsychotics,
oh,
or as like SSRIs.
okay, I don't
So Zoloft, stuff
okay,
like that.
okay,
And I think I took Zoloft for like a month, and then I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this, and
yeah,
so I stopped.
yeah.
Um,
Did you feel dissociated,
yeah,
or yeah,
I just didn't even know what was happening.
yeah,
Um, and so I think that kind of brought me back to baseline.
mm-hmm.
And then when I stopped doing the Zoloft, then I was
you
okay.
you had some techniques to
Yeah.
deal with
Essentially, yeah,
things,
yeah,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah,
yeah. Because I
yeah.
went to like outpatient, it's like
Therapy,
so yeah, something
yeah,
like that.
okay. And so,
Still continue to do drugs, but then afterwards, I graduated high school,
mm-hmm,
um, and I took about a year off, just partied it up,
mm-hmm.
and then eventually, went to barber school.
Barber,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah. So I'm a licensed barber. I don't cut hair anymore, but
okay,
and yeah, I mean, it's just basically the in between of me encountering God is just a lot of partying, and it's like
yeah,
it's not like my life was terrible.
right,
I don't think I was very fulfilled. I wasn't very happy, but I was just it's just all I knew how to do
right,
was to party,
right,
make music,
right,
hang out with people, and so I was just doing what I knew how to do.
right. So you during that 2 week drug induced
Mm-hmm.
whatever that you have spotty memories
Yeah,
of, and you're like, ooh, there's something dark in that,
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm.
And then but you're continuing on at a lower level until you do mushrooms on senior ditch day.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And then with that mushroom trip, you like feel like, oh, like I kind of understand the world
Yeah, yeah,
now. And then you're, because of the people that you're hanging out with, you
mm-hmm.
do tinker in spirituality, like with
Yeah,
crystals and things like that. But there's not a real drive. You think you're good.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Overall, I'm like, okay, I've figured out, like, I know what I want to do with my life.
Right. Right.
I understand the metaphysical world.
Mm-hmm.
I They just like I had everything figured out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got into harder drugs after I got out of school, high school.
Mm-hmm.
Did cocaine, pills. I was on fentanyl for a while. But it's interesting. I quit all of that before I found God, and it was interesting because uh, like I'm really thinking about it, and I think becoming sober was really what led me to God,
Yeah.
because um, I'd say I graduate high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 18,
Mm-hmm.
and then I party up until uh, maybe I'm around 22.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then one of my best friends passes away, and that really wrecked me.
Yeah.
And he had actually
Accident.
just gotten sober.
Okay.
He was out of rehab,
Uh-huh.
um, and died in a car accident
Oh, wow.
a week after he got out.
Oh, wow.
And he was happy. He was trying to get his life back
Yeah.
together, and then it was just gone.
Yeah.
So that was really weird.
Yeah.
Uh,
And had you gotten sober at that point?
no,
No.
no, I was drinking
Okay.
heavily.
Yeah.
I was drinking about 30 beers a day.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and smoking weed, doing coke, just doing anything.
Yeah.
And so after he had passed, I had a conversation with my friend the night that we figured it all out, and I was kind of spiraling, and I was like, I'm just gonna drink myself to death, and I was like, none of this matters anymore.
Right.
And my friend, he's like, you know what? I can't be your friend then. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm gonna lose 2 friends?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, nah, I just can't respect it because friend had a chance at life, and now it's taken away from him, and you are still sitting here breathing, telling me that you don't care anymore, and I just can't respect that.
Right. Gotcha.
And so we get in this argument, and I leave,
Yeah.
and I keep drinking hard for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
But I wasn't enjoying any of it
Right.
anymore. And
It wasn't a party.
No.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And so I was really miraculous. I just woke up one day and drank my last beer, and
Made a decision.
I've been drinking since.
Okay.
And that's been 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so I get sober from alcohol. And
did you make up with that friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and
Sorry.
me and him are still good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I actually thanked him after the fact, and we hung out. And I was like, "That's what I needed to hear."
Yeah.
So you're a great friend for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then trying to get my life on track, and so I start cutting hair again, working at a Great Clips, just cutting hair, and I think I did that for about 6 months or so, and then I moved over to an actual barbershop in Orangeville. Cool. Started cutting hair out of there for a couple months, and then life was pretty good. But then Jesus kind of came out of nowhere.
Okay.
It was really interesting.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like going into like my first encounter with God.
Sure.
And I've had near-death experiences. I've had 4 or 5 in my whole life.
Okay.
Maybe more than that. I don't know.
So when you say a near-death experience, where you remember things while, near-death experience, where you almost died, and do you have recollection of
like that happening?
Yeah, like sometimes.
Sure.
Is that
first
what
time
you mean
that it
by
ever happened?
Yeah.
I was choking on cheese.
Okay.
I was 5 years old.
Yes.
No one was there to help me.
Oh.
And I was just dying. And I'm like, and so I'm sitting with my cousin, right? And he's 7.
Yeah.
And I'm choking to the point where I can't even talk.
Yeah.
It's like real choking.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you like? And I'm like, and he's like, I just remember him saying like, what's up? And then I go, my parents are out of town. They leave me with my aunt, who's
okay.
She was just, bless her soul, but
yeah,
she's homeless and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I walk up to her and I'm like, hey, and she's like, what's going on? And then her boyfriend's just like, hey, how's it going? And I'm just like sitting here choking and dying. And so for some reason, I don't know why, but I reached down my own throat and pulled this string of cheese out of my throat.
Oh no.
And that's like the first time I could ever remember like almost dying.
Yeah.
And feeling like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
At 5, which is weird.
Yeah.
And so anyway, a couple other things. I mean, I'd gotten really sick with salmonella one time, and
okay.
That almost, and then some other stuff. But anyway, I'm riding my motorcycle one day, and I'm riding it pretty fast, way faster than I probably should have been. And a car, it just pulls out right in front of me, and it stops sideways in my lane. And I'm just like, okay. And so I panic, right? And I drop a couple gears. I try to brake.
Yeah.
Not slowing down fast enough. Yeah. So I panic and I just slammed on my brakes, and it locks up my wheels.
Right.
And so I'm fishtailing towards this car, and it's just and I'm like, oh, geez, this is about to happen.
Right.
And I remember getting so close to it that I could have touched the car. I literally could. I was bracing for
Wow.
impact. I remember
Yeah.
going like this.
Yeah.
I didn't hit it.
Wow. And you couldn't explain it?
No, there's no explanation for it. I
Right.
should have hit that car.
Right.
There's literally, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah.
And so
And
I remember just sitting in the middle of the road, and because the lane that he was trying to get in was full from traffic.
Oh, okay.
So
What were you coming up to a stop?
no, it was
No.
just a road.
Okay.
And this is off Duroc in Cameron Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know that turn right before where the car wash is?
Okay.
The Bank of America.
Mhm.
Before that?
Mhm.
Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I'm in the middle of the road, right?
Mhm.
And I look over to the guy to the left, right?
Mhm.
And he's in a truck, and he
Mhm.
just looks at me and he goes,
Right.
and I'm like, what is
Yeah.
that? And I'm freaked out, right? I'm like all
Right.
freaked out.
Right.
And so
Thought you were hitting.
dude, I pull over and I just start thanking God.
Oh.
And I'm like, what
Huh.
is that?
Had you ever?
No.
But a personal.
Yeah.
Like, are you saying thank you, God?
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
saying
okay.
thank you, God.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, me being the person that I am, very curious. I want to know the truth. I want to know
Right.
why.
Why did that come out?
Why did that happen?
Yeah.
Why was that
Or
my
why
first
did-
instinct?
Oh,
Right?
right. Yeah.
I
Okay.
almost just died. Why did I just go and thank God? Like, what does that even mean to me? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so anyway, now I'm seeking.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I'm like, okay, so
Right.
what is this? What is this? Maybe I'm going to go to church. Maybe I'm going to start reading the Bible. And
Okay.
it was never maybe I should go follow the Muslim God, or maybe I should go
Right.
follow the Buddhist God. It was like, no, it was just like this weird knowing in my soul that I'm going to look into Christianity.
Okay. Yep.
And so the barbershop that I was working at the time,
Yes.
it just so happens to be that the guy that owns the barbershop, Christian missionary.
Yeah.
Had no idea. I've been working there for months. He'd
So he's
never
probably
talked about
praying
Jesus.
for you.
The thing, no, this is the crazy part.
Yeah.
I come into work
Okay.
a day or two after that happened. I can't really remember, but I come into
Yeah.
work after that.
Yeah.
And I tell him what happened. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I think I want to read the Bible. I think I
Yeah.
want to go to church. And he just kind of looks at me really weird.
Right.
And he goes, what? And I'm like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kind of weird, right? And he's
Mhm.
like, yeah. And so he's like, I'm a Christian missionary. And I'm like,
Mm.
I'd known this guy for 4 years now.
And not known that.
I had no idea.
Okay.
No clue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he'd kind of backslidden in his faith.
Mhm.
He divorced his wife.
Okay.
He was drinking a bunch.
Yeah.
Just wasn't really following God like
Yeah.
he used to.
Yeah.
And so he starts telling me his testimony.
Oh.
And I'm just like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is going on? This is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea all the stuff you'd been through.
Yeah.
And so I'm seeing the passion come out of him when he's telling me about
Right.
Jesus.
Right. It's
And I'm like,
touching
whoa,
something.
this is
Yeah.
crazy, right? And so he's like, you know what? This is really weird. Like, you want to go to a Bible study with me? I haven't been in this Bible study in years, and they would probably love to see me. And it would be a great place for you to like learn about God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so a week later, we go to this Bible study.
Mm.
And this is like my first encounter with God.
Okay.
Like,
Can I ask, was this like at a church setting or at a home setting?
it was just at a house.
At a
It was
house,
just
yeah.
at a house in Orangeville.
Yep.
I forget the guy's name. I think his name was Dave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't say name.
That's okay.
But anyway, just a house in Orangeville.
Home Bible study.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm like, I walk in and I'm like, this is weird. This is really weird. Like, I was like, I don't know, because at that time, I was probably about 23.
Okay.
And all these guys, they're older, it's gray hair. They're older
Yeah.
men,
Yeah.
like 40s, 50s, 60s.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, the youngest dude there, and I'm
Right.
like, this is very weird.
Right.
Everybody's very nice.
Sure.
I'm also kind of a shy person.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, this is really weird. And so anyway, we sit down and we're reading the Bible, and this is the first time I've read the Bible.
Mhm.
And I think we were reading John. We're reading. I mean, I can't really remember what we were
Okay.
even really reading,
Yeah.
but I remember being open, and I'm
Yes.
like, okay, I want to know the truth of this. You know,
Right.
I'm open. My heart's open. I'm completely open to this. And
Right.
so we get to the end of this Bible study, and the guy who owns the house, he's like, hey, would you like to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? And so I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Right.
I had no idea what was about to happen.
Okay.
And so I'm holding this guy's hand,
Yeah.
and I get halfway through the prayer,
Yeah.
and it felt like something like touched me on the top of my head
Yeah.
and just went throughout my whole body,
Yeah.
down to my toes. I'm crying,
Right.
but just this feeling of like love and joy and like everything made sense.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life.
Right.
And I was just like, what's happening?
Right.
And I continue this prayer, and I'm crying, but I'm not weeping.
Right.
Because I'm embarrassed.
No.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm crying around these men, right? But I still feel that it's so crazy, because I look at him and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Yeah. And he says, that's the presence of God. Yes. Like I'll never forget him saying, he's like, your life is going to be so much better now. Yeah. And I was like, well, I don't know what's happening. I still have no idea what's happening to me.
Right.
But this feeling is just overwhelming. Yes. And nobody really, they weren't really pressing in on what was happening to me. Right. I could tell that they were like seeing what's happening to me, but nobody was really making this like a praise the Lord type thing. You know what I mean? But
okay.
So either way, I leave there, and I remember walking with the guy that brought me there, and I tell him what had happened to me. And he goes, man, again, that's the Holy Spirit. Like, and I just remember telling him, this is all I ever want in my life. Yes. And he's just like, I just remember that conversation on the drive back to my car. Yeah. And just being so happy and ecstatic and joy. And it's just like, nothing can describe it.
Right? There's nothing
that can describe it. It's so weird and great at the same time. And I just remember him being so happy. And it was really interesting because the Lord, I had cut at this guy's barbershop years before. Okay. Right? Yeah. And then I get into a bunch of drugs again. I go back to this guy's barbershop and I'm cutting hair again. Right. And then I encounter the Lord and he helps me. It's just so crazy because he backslid in his faith, right? Yeah. But now he's walking with the Lord again. Right. Recently, he just got married and he's serving in a church. And I talk to him all the time. He's so happy. Oh. And I'm just like, the Lord used
in
me
both ways, right?
to get him back and used him to introduce me to the Lord. And it's just so crazy how it all works.
Right.
And so, yeah. And so my testimony, it takes a turn from here. Okay. At that time, I was like, you know what? Because I'd make music my whole life. Yes. And I'm making secular music, right? And it's just not glorifying God. And so I already knew. I was like, okay, I'm going to quit music. I'm going to, hopefully find a wife and start a family, open a barbershop, and this is going to be my life. Okay. Well, the enemy, he still wanted me. Yeah. And so I started getting all these crazy opportunities in the music area, in the music industry that I had never dreamed of having. Right. And so I started getting hit up from these record labels, legitimate record labels with like big band name managers that are hitting me up. Right. And they're saying, "Hey, we like your sound." Yeah. And they give me a pack of instrumentals to write music to. Yeah. I write a song, I call up the producer, I show him, and he's screaming on the phone. This is what I've been looking for. Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna get you signed. This is what's gonna happen. Blah blah whoop whoop. And so I kind of forget about God a little bit because that seed that was planted in me had just been watered. Right. It was just starting to sprout. Right. And then all of a sudden the world is just throwing all these things at me. Yeah. That I think, because I'm still such a baby, that I have no idea what's really happening. Yeah. And so long story short, I kind of forget about God and I moved down to LA and I moved to Long Beach because I just get these crazy opportunities. All of a sudden I get a job in LA. All of a sudden I have a place to stay. All of a sudden everybody wants to hear my music, and it's just, this is all happening really weirdly. And
very exciting.
Very exciting, yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm happy. At that time I was happy. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Like, and I think maybe even a little bit I was attributing it to God. And I'm like, wow, this is like, this is insane, right? Yeah. It definitely was not God. And so yeah, so now I quit the barbershop job. I just had an encounter with God. And now I'm living in Long Beach. And I lived there for a year. I you know, still sober, you know, the seed was planted, so God was still on my mind, but He wasn't my number one priority. Your Lord. He wasn't my priority. Yeah. And so you know, there's a love for Jesus there, but I didn't even really know what that meant.
Right. Yep.
And so yeah, and now you know, okay, so I'm working 3 days a week delivering marijuana. And
in Long Beach.
And in Long Beach, making a lot of money. I only have to work 3 days, and the other 4 days I'm allowed to make music and perform and do whatever I want.
Okay.
And so that's what I did for a year. Yeah. You know, I was playing a bunch of shows, making a bunch of money, all these, hanging out with famous people, going to parties in the Hollywood Hills, and just seeing really weird, actually occultic stuff happening within the music scene as well. And then
did you ever have checks during that time? Like, checks to your spirit?
Like what do you mean?
Oh, like when you'd see something, like, wait, what am I getting into?
Okay, so God was still chasing me.
Right? Once that seed's in there, like, you know, He
was still chasing after me for sure. I just didn't know how God worked. And so I couldn't see it.
Right.
But there was one time where one of my favorite musicians back then, he had a community and he recommended we all read this book.
Okay.
And so I have barely, like, this is when I just moved down there. I'm in between jobs and stuff. Yeah. And so I don't really have much money.
Yeah.
And so I buy this book with, like, I don't have much money, but I buy this book, and the whole book is about creating for God. And it doesn't necessarily name Jesus, but it has a lot of Christian tone in there.
Sure.
And so now I'm like, it's this 12-week program of this book.
Okay.
That is like, and I had no idea, but it's like kind of strengthening my relationship with God, because it's framing, it's called The Artist's Way. It's framing creating music for the Creator. Yes. Because the Creator is the first, He creates everything. Yes. So when we partake in creation, we're partaking in creation with God.
Right.
And so I think he was trying to reach me through that book. I mean, that'd really been the only, like, checks on my spirit, I guess, so to speak, that was happening.
Yeah. So and the checks would be because you're looking at your material and going, is this what I'm creating for God, or?
No.
Okay.
It was just God was still there.
Yeah.
I'm still in my thought process.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Because nobody I'm hanging out with is Christian.
Okay.
The whole music industry I'm in is not Christian.
Right.
Very dark, actually.
Yeah.
And the only Christian that I had down there was my uncle.
Okay.
My great uncle. And so yeah. So I mean, I didn't really feel much conviction down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And so, but it came to a point where I'm empty inside. And I'm like, it was really, because I'm very introspective, and it really just boggled my mind. I was like, I'm living my dream that I'd set out to do since I was 14 years old.
With all the people, with
everything,
the money,
that I wanted.
Yeah.
What I feel depressed inside. I'm terribly sad. And I'm like, what has happened? Like I couldn't,
Yeah.
and that for a couple weeks that kind of sat. That was the forefront of my mind, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, what is happening? Like,
Right.
what is the point of all this? Like why am I getting everything that I ever wanted, but nothing? Like I just don't feel good. Like,
Yeah.
which is the only thing I really want because
Right.
again, I had that encounter with Jesus where I
Right.
felt great, amazing, the best thing that ever happened,
Right.
and now I'm like back to square one almost, where I'm like terribly sad and depressed, and I feel like what is this all for?
Right.
And so and so I have this feeling, right? And I'm really sad. I'm thinking about moving back home.
Mm.
And just so happens that my uncle, uh, he's like, hey, would you like to come with me to Big Bear?
Mm.
He owns a couple cabins and
Mm-hmm.
some stuff up there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I was like, I'd love to.
Mm-hmm.
So we go up there and we're wheeling. He's got a Jeep. He's kind of a wealthy guy. And so
Mm-hmm.
he's got some toys. We're having fun. We're doing
Right.
men's stuff, right?
Right.
And
Out
so,
in the mountains.
yeah, out in the mountains. And so, you know, he's not telling me about God or the gospel or anything.
Mm-hmm.
We're just hanging out, and I'm kind of reconnecting with nature and just slowing down from this nonstop go
Right.
that I've been doing.
Right.
And on the third day, I wake up and, you know, I'm smoking a cigarette and he's smoking a cigar,
Mm-hmm.
and we're drinking coffee together, and we're just packing up. We're getting ready to leave. And then he opens up the Bible, he starts playing some gospel music, and he starts telling me about God.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, whoa, it's really weird. And
Have you seen him do that previously?
he's open about his faith.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
But what was weird to me is like he's not in your face about it.
No. Yeah.
Like the couple days we were just fishing, doing whatever. He's not talking about God at all.
Right.
But right as we're about to leave, you know, in the morning, he plays come, or I think it's Come to Jesus. Come to Jesus. Yeah, the song is called Come to Jesus. I think it's like a country song.
Okay.
And he starts playing that, and he starts telling me about the gospel, and just like, hey, I think you should make Christian music, and I think you should do this. And I'm just like, oh, I'll never do that. I'm not ever gonna make Christian music. And then I feel that feeling again of the presence of God.
Yeah.
While we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him that.
No.
But I'm
right.
crying.
There's nothing like it. Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. Like it happened to me again.
Yeah.
And so, and I look up to my uncle a lot. And so obviously I told him, oh, I'm never gonna whatever. But it's going on in my head, and
right.
And
you're
so
considering it.
Yeah. And so I go home that day, and I go back to the place I was staying in Long Beach, and I just remember saying a prayer on my bed, and I was like, look, I'll give you everything. I just don't ever want to lose you. And I went to bed, and I woke up to a phone call from my uncle asking me if I wanted to stay at his house for a year rent free. And so at that point, I'm like,
shift.
Okay, Jesus.
Right.
I told you I'd give you everything. This hasn't even been a day.
Right.
And you've given me this opportunity to do that.
Right.
And so I said, yeah. And so I quit my music. I quit my job. I moved in with my uncle. He starts discipling me. And that was my full submission. That was when I fully gave my life to God, never looking back.
Right.
This is what I'm doing.
Right.
And that was in April of 2024.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean that is kind of that is like the meat of the testimony, I would say.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And how I yeah. There's just so much to be said. about it.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
the presence of God,
Yeah.
the manifest presence of God, and feeling the feelings
Yeah.
that you get, the physical feelings.
Yeah.
It's so hard to explain. So
You can't
forgive
explain
me for not saying it well, but
it.
you recognized him
Yeah. Oh,
again
for sure.
because there's nothing like it
No,
at
no,
all.
not at all.
Yeah. And so, what does life with Jesus
Oh man.
look like?
Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
April.
So I didn't want to. So I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? You know what I mean? I'm now following the Lord. I've surrendered, but I'm such a baby, and I've never really read the Bible that much, and I'm
Okay.
just like, I don't like what like I. The only skills I have are making music and cutting hair.
Okay.
What am I gonna do with my life?
So you stayed with your uncle a year, yes?
I only stayed with him for 4 months.
Okay.
Um,
And then you said he discipled you. What
yeah.
did that look like?
So he basically he runs a Bible study, and we would just hang out. We would just hang out like almost every day because
Yes.
he's retired, and so he would just bring me along
Yeah.
on his day,
Yeah.
and basically discipling through example.
Yes.
Essentially, it's not like we really studied the Bible too hard and like
Right.
got into the roots of theology and everything,
Right.
but just hanging
Living
out with
the life.
him and being in that life and
Yeah.
seeing just the difference of what it's just he's walking with the Lord, and this is what it looks like,
Right.
essentially.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean, it was one of the best times of my life. I mean, we would hang out, and we would just, it was like every day was kind of like a vacation almost.
Did you pray together?
Yeah. We would pray and
open the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're doing some sort of service or ministry, and you're going to.
Well, I was just going to a church. He has a lot of friends, so I was just hanging out with a lot of older Christians and stuff. I mean, I was still going to LA to hang out with my friends. But the more that I went and did that, the less I wanted to, because
you felt the emptiness.
Yeah.
Like that's what you just.
Well, now I'm feeling like the conviction is what I'm feeling.
Okay.
It's like I don't want to be around any of this.
Yeah.
And like you shouldn't be around any of this.
Yeah.
Like why are you going back to that?
Yeah.
It was interesting actually because I remember he'd went to Europe for a month.
Okay.
And so him and my aunt asked if I could take care of their dog and take care of all their plants because they have a lot of plants. And so I got really into gardening, which was nice. But yeah, I mean, those days afterwards was just, I felt lighter. Like I just like my life was beginning.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could describe it. Really, it felt like just like it's hard to put a word to it. It's just it's. I was born again. I mean, that's the best. That's why they say it. That's why they say it, because everything was new.
Right.
And there's one thing that happened to me, and I'll never forget it. I want to get back to that place because obviously, your heart takes in some things, and But I remember just a couple weeks after that, I'm watching this lady cross the street, and I start crying. And I'm just like, why am I crying? But it's just because I loved this lady so much for no reason.
And you don't know her.
I have no idea who she is. But I just have so much love for this lady.
Right. It's his love.
It's his love.
He's like, I love her.
Yes. And I can't explain it. And it's just like, I was just so happy to talk to everybody. And I'm just love, man. It's just nothing but love.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just everything's been great afterwards. I mean, obviously, I'm not perfect, and I've strayed here and there.
Yeah.
And I've had some stumbles. But even through all the stumbles that I've had, it's just as long as you keep your eye on the Lord and you seek Him through that, He will show you, and He will. Okay, you stumbled here. Maybe this is why you did that. Maybe we don't do that again.
Right. And you're an introspective person, you told me. So now your introspection is
with the Lord. Yeah,
Yes.
it's like I have someone to help me there.
Yes.
It's like I'm not looking to the universe like, well, what are you trying to tell me,
Right.
universe? It's like,
What
no,
principle?
open my word and see what
Yes.
I've told you. Like I
Yes.
can there's something for you here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm not alone. I'm definitely not alone.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. I've never thought about it that way.
What?
Like that he's like, I mean, everybody always says like he's there with you, but it's
Yeah.
like when you go through those stumbling blocks,
Yeah.
he's still there with you.
Yeah.
It's just because you may have sinned
Right.
or anything like that. I mean, obviously he wants you to repent
Right.
and turn to him,
Right.
but he's there right there with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
it's like that's one of the best things about it. It's because I mean, I feel like sometimes people can be so caught up. It's like, oh, I'm not perfect. It's like it's not perfection. He's looking for posture.
Right.
He wants your heart posture to be there.
Right. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, everything's been great. Everything's been great. But to like, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
So
at the end of 4 months.
At the end of those 4 months, yeah, because my uncle was like, you got to get a job, and I'm like, of course, I got to find out what I'm gonna do.
Right.
And so it was interesting though. I did kind of skip over a little bit.
Okay.
Before I had quit the job, right? So I give my life to Jesus.
Yes.
And I did still work that job for like about 2 more weeks.
Okay.
I was delivering weed in Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, obviously I can't keep doing this. But while I'm doing that, I have an encounter with a homeless man. And this is like, it's not out of my character to talk to homeless people, but it was out of my character to stop work for a break.
Okay.
Because I would work 12 hours, 3 days a week. And so I really had to go to the bathroom. And typically I would just hold it.
Right.
But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go find a gas station and I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I forget what area. It's like, it's not Costa Mesa, but it's somewhere down there.
Yeah.
And I stop at a 7-Eleven and they don't have a bathroom, but as I'm looking for the bathroom, I hear these kids kind of picking on this homeless man who's trying to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Okay.
And so the homeless man starts yelling at the kids like, rah, you know, and they yelled back. And then so eventually, the owner of the 7-Eleven, he kicks the homeless guy out.
Oh.
And he says, you know, I'm not selling you anything. Go away. You've always been a problem.
Okay.
And so, right, I just fully surrendered to God. And so I'm seeing all this happen and I'm like, this is terrible.
Right.
And so, but I'm on the clock and so I need to go make these deliveries anyway. Yeah. So I go back into my car after seeing all that happen and I'm looking in my rearview mirror. And this is the first time I've actually felt like the tug of God to tell me to go, hey, I need you to go do this.
Yeah.
And because I remember sitting there and I'm looking at this guy in my rearview mirror and I feel this tug in my soul. Yes. And it's like, go talk to him. And I'm like, that's really weird. I'm like, I shouldn't go talk to him, but something inside of me is telling me to go talk to him. And so I go and talk to this guy. And I remember walking up to him and he's all standoffish. Like, what do you want? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, dude. First thing I told him is, I love you. And he's like, I don't even think he really said anything. But I was like, look, dude, I love you. Jesus loves you. What's your name? And I forget his name. But I shook his hand, you know, my name's Skyler. And I sit down with him. Yeah. And he just starts telling me about his life. Yeah. And I'm just taking it in. I'm letting him talk. And then eventually he asks, hey, could you buy me a pack of cigarettes? That guy wouldn't sell me. Yeah. So I go and buy him a pack of cigarettes. And I give him a $20 bill. Yeah. But something that really stuck with me is I remember when I first walked up to him, you know, he's ready to fight me.
Right.
But by the time I get done having this conversation with him, his whole demeanor and his face is soft. Yeah. And it's totally different. Yeah. And it's like love was in his face again.
Right. Right.
And
he could relax.
Yeah. And I remember getting up because I was on the clock. I was like, look, dude, I gotta go. I'm working. And he's like, will I ever see you again? And I'm like, probably not, you know, but just people, I see you. People still care about you. I love you. Jesus loves you. Please don't give up. And I never saw him again in my life. But through that interaction, God obviously was telling me, I need you to help people. Right. And so it's like, okay. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do some homeless outreach. Then I'm gonna try to work in homeless services. And so, but I'd never been to college, right? I have no skills. I have no formal training, nothing.
Okay.
So I'm like, how am I supposed to get a job in social work
Okay.
if I've never been to college for social work?
Yeah.
Because that's how it goes nowadays.
Okay.
Well, God provides. I mean, he opened up a way. And so all of a sudden, a couple weeks after that, I get, or maybe it was months. I mean, obviously my timelines are always so bad. But sometime after the fact, I get an opportunity from, so my mom, the person that she's seeing, his daughter works in homeless services.
Okay.
And she connects me with another person, and then all of a sudden I have an opportunity to have a job at a homeless shelter.
Back up here?
Yeah,
Okay.
in Northern California.
Can I ask, did you have a conversation with your mom about like what happened with that man, or
I didn't tell her specifically what had happened with him, but I told her, hey, I think God wants me to help people. I think that I'm good at helping people.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants me to do. And I think I should work in homeless services.
Yes.
Is kind of what I was telling her.
Right.
So yeah, she was fully aware of that. And so probably had told, right, that guy's daughter, her daughter-in-law, or whatever you want to call it, probably had told her. And then she was like, and that woman is an amazing woman. She loves helping people.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'll get him a job, I'm sure is what happened.
Right.
And then, yeah, eventually my mom calls me and says, hey, there's a job up here for you if you want. Okay. In homeless services. Okay. And I'm like, well, all right. Right. Thank you, Jesus. I guess that's what I'm doing. Yes. And so I move out of my uncle's house, and I move back up to Northern California in with my dad. And I start working at First Step Communities in Sacramento. And
now is that it's been a bit, is that a residential?
It's a homeless shelter, so it's an emergency shelter.
Okay.
So you can stay there for up to three months. Okay. They can extend your stay, but the idea is to get you into a program or housing. Okay. So it's temporary. Okay. But it's the biggest homeless shelter in Northern California. It's 175 people there. Wow. And they all have their own private room with a locked door. I mean, it's not very big, but and so anyway,
that's in Sacramento.
Yeah,
so you're driving to Sacramento for this job. Yeah. And what are you doing there?
So I was just the entry level, just client. It was called client support associate. So basically, just I'm feeding them, I'm cleaning the bathrooms, I'm talking to them, changing the trashes, just general stuff that lets the facility function. Right. Right. And but the biggest part of our job is to talk to them, and they be a day maker essentially. Okay. Is what they would call it. And so
like the person are the day maker.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like if you see someone having, like, someone's down, don't ask them what's wrong, but just like, hey, like, my name's Skyler, like, what are you up to, like, you like football, like, just talk to them, right? Because a lot of times on the outside of the homeless shelter, people don't even look at them or acknowledge them, right? And so I would just talk to everybody. And so basically, I worked there, and I would just talk to people all day long. Just talk to people about life. And sometimes I would talk about Jesus, but mostly I would just kind of meet them where they were and just kind of learn, let them tell their stories, just kind of dump on me.
So that tug that you felt to stop and talk to the homeless man down south, did you feel some of that same? Did you feel God showing you as you went along in this job, or do you think that was just an initial?
I think it was more of just an initial feeling, because I didn't know what I was going to do. Right. And God was like, okay, well, this is what I want you to do. Right.
And then you go from there.
And then I go from there, and then I got an opportunity to work at a homeless shelter. I mean, it's like, what are the chances? And so, yeah, I mean, there were times where I definitely felt his spirit, but I was still so new in my walk that it was really hard for me to evangelize, and kind of hard for me to I don't know, like,
Right.
you know,
You said sometimes you would talk about Jesus and
yeah,
sometimes you wouldn't.
only if they were open to it.
Right.
And I get, now that I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it, the reason for that is
Yeah.
because since it is a non-for-profit organization, you're
Right.
not allowed to talk about
Right.
Jesus
Well,
because it's
not
government funded.
proselytize.
Right.
Anyway. Yes.
Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
If they
You
bring
can
it
talk
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If they bring it up, it's
Yeah.
open game.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to be like, hey, you know, Jesus
By the
will
way,
help you.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's so backwards sometimes. But
Yeah. But also, just like you're living life with your uncle
yeah,
and just seeing what life is like.
right.
I mean, that's in a different way, kind of just
Yeah.
a day maker.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of seeds that I was able to plant there
Yeah.
that I will never know of.
Right.
But
Right.
you know, it was just amazing. And so, but eventually, they offered me a raise, a promotion, to case manager.
Okay.
And so I was doing case management for a little bit.
So is that like intake all the way through the 3 months? Or?
Yeah. So it's basically
Okay.
I'm helping them get all their documents. I'm helping them apply for housing. I'm
Yep.
helping them to get a job.
Yep.
I'm their advocate.
Yeah.
Um,
How many people did you carry at a time?
Man, I think the most time at the most I had about 30.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
That's once every 3 days or something.
I would meet with 4 people a day every week. Yeah. Something like that. So I ended up leaving. Okay. And I do something else now. Okay. But yeah, I mean.
But God showed you his heart.
Yeah.
For people.
For sure.
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah.
And a big reason on why I left was because I was starting to become sort of bitter to the whole situation. And I was like, I don't like that.
Right.
I don't
That's
want.
not his way. Yeah.
And exactly. If it was like a homeless shelter where, you know, we were preaching Jesus every day, I'm sure it would have been a whole different thing. You know what I mean? But we just weren't allowed to do that. Yeah. So yeah, it's like these people need real restoration. Jesus will give them real restoration. Right. We're not even really allowed to tell them that. Yeah. It's just weird.
Yeah.
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 So.
But anyway. That was an adventure that you got to do with God.
Yeah. 110%. I mean, he showed me a lot. And just I'm thankful for where he's brought me today. You know, I have everything. I have everything I need, and just the more that I surrender, like, to him, the more that I realize that just nothing really matters except for spreading the gospel. I mean, that's what he's put on my heart recently.
I happen to know that you are now.
I'm now a Christian artist. Yeah, I guess I totally skipped over that whole
So
part.
What happened there?
So I have a desire to create. Music has always been something in my life that allows me to connect with how I'm actually feeling, and just to express myself.
Yes.
So I wasn't sure if God wanted me to make music.
Oh. Because it had that association.
Yeah.
Former association.
I just also it's like why would he want me to make music?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, who am I? Like, how am I worthy for that?
Okay, gotcha.
And so, but I have this need to create.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, you know, I'm gonna make music. I'm gonna try to make Christian music.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna put it out.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna make it.
Yeah.
And it was fun to do.
Yeah.
And so I remember recording one of my first songs when I was still living at my uncle's house.
Okay.
And it's just it's very weird to like really think about all that, because I haven't thought about that in a while. And so yeah, I start making Christian music, and I'm not really putting it out there. And I was kind of nervous, actually.
Did you share it with your uncle?
Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, "This is cool." You know what I mean? But I mean, he's gonna support me.
Yeah.
Anyway. And so, yeah, I remember being kind of nervous to share it, actually.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh, like people are gonna think I'm weird, right?
Okay.
Because everybody that I used to know, right? Because I
Right.
don't have any Christian friends,
Right.
so it's like, oh, this guy's going through some sort of religious psychosis, like he's just quitting all of his music and now he's making Christian music. Like, what's happening with this guy? And but yeah, no, I remember making my first couple songs, and I don't really remember when I started feeling like it was okay to put it out into the world, but I do remember uh, the reaction that I got was pretty miraculous. I started getting messages from people telling me how my music is helping them get closer with the Lord, whether they were like a prodigal son or daughter, and it brought them back.
Now, were these fans when you were releasing?
No.
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 So this is a
A
whole.
whole nother thing.
So Melancholy is your.
It's my Christian band, yeah.
Yeah. And so that wasn't your previous.
No, my old name was Sappy.
Okay.
Which actually is tied into when I had that drug-induced mania.
Yeah.
I came up with that name.
Okay.
Because I was writing it all over my walls.
Okay.
Um.
So when I hear Sappy, I may be wrong. I think of like Sappy Sweet.
Yeah. So Sappy.
Okay. Sorry.
So weird to think about. It was spelled Sappyy, so it just had an extra S and an extra Y. But in my crazy mind, I was like, oh, it actually means sad yet happy.
Oh, okay.
So I'm Sappy.
Okay.
And everybody still calls me Sappy.
Okay.
The reason I had started Melancholy, well, it was initially it was without the thought of God, and because it was a month before I'd really submitted, and I wanted to get back to the root of my love for making music, and so I just started making like whatever I wanted, not what like the people at the label wanted or whatever. I just made what I wanted to make.
Yeah.
And I only made 2 songs. And the Melancholy was a play on words because it's spelled Meloncollie. So it's a watermelon and a dog, which is happy. I love watermelon and I love dogs. So it's taking this word melancholy, which is the old school term for clinical depression,
right,
and turning it into something happy. Yeah. Right? Which is kind of, it's still on brand for Sappy. I mean, sad yet happy. It's just kind of who I am. I am a very emotional person, but underneath everything, I am generally happy. Yeah. And so anyway, that was the idea behind Melancholy. And then when I fully gave my life to God and I started making Christian music, I just naturally started posting it on the Melancholy page,
which was your own,
which was my own.
Yeah.
And it just kind of took off from there. And since then, God just keeps providing me with opportunities within that realm to create for him.
Yeah. What does your songwriting process look like? So you told me the first one you wrote for God was when you were still living with your uncle. Yeah, I was
still with my uncle.
What did that process look like? Because
man, it was just so sporadic. Because like I remember, because I was like, I had this feeling like because I get this feeling I want to make a song. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go make a song. Okay. Typically, it would be like, oh, I'm out here partying and it's just bad lyrics. Or something really sad, or just not to glorify God. So the first time I sit down to write a song for God, I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I just no idea, right? Yeah. But I have an instrumental going on, and so my process the first time that I had done that, then it's still kind of the same as I just kind of whatever was coming out was what I was gonna write down, and it was probably based on one of the sermons I had heard recently or something, because I know at that time I wasn't reading my Bible before I was gonna go and make a song, but like nowadays I typically read some scripture before I
Okay.
sit down to write.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I do remember I was sitting in it was the upstairs room, and you can kind of see the road from there, and I'm singing, and I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, this sounds terrible.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
but it ends up being one of my biggest songs.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it out there?
yeah,
Do you want-
I could share it. It's
Yeah.
called "It Is Personal" by Melancholy,
Mhm.
featuring Colby.
Mhm.
It's about to hit 100,000 streams probably in the next couple days.
Cool.
And a lot of people have really resonated with that song. And so yeah, I was just singing into my computer program,
Yeah.
and recording it.
Yeah.
And that song sat there for probably about 5 months before I actually re-recorded it and put it out there.
Okay.
Because I remember coming back to it and listening to it, and I'm like, this sounds so bad. Like, not in the sense like, oh, what I'm saying is bad.
No.
But it's just like, I don't know how to describe it.
Technically?
Yeah, technically,
Okay.
it was just terrible.
Okay.
But
there was something in it.
There's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there. So when I brought it to the people that could actually help me make it technically better,
yeah,
it came out great.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, my process for writing music is mainly if I feel the intuition to create, then I put some music on, and I kind of do this thing where I just open the Bible and like, okay, whatever was there, I read that first, and typically it's something pretty profound that's going on in my life or something, and then I'll flip through some Psalms and read some Psalms, and then I'll just start singing and writing, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
And it was another interesting thing, saying like in the beginning I wasn't sure God wanted me to make music. Right. But then the more that I read the Bible, and the more that I was like, getting to know God and his character and what he's actually telling me, telling us through the Bible, I had no idea that he gives you talents. I had no idea that he gives you gifts. No clue. But then when I learned that, wait, you're telling me this is a gift from God? I'm like, well, maybe he might want me to make music. Because that's like the best. That's
right.
What's
the gift for?
Yeah, right. And then it really clicks when it's like, okay, I'm using my gift to glorify God now, and just all these things start happening, like just these people that I meet and the places that I go, the people that I talk to. There's no coincidence. When I look back through everything, there's just no coincidence. Because I mean,
when's the last time you wrote a song?
Last week.
Last week.
Yeah.
So do you write a lot and then release some?
Yeah. I write a lot. I release one song a month.
Okay.
But yeah, I mainly just write, and I make demos a bunch at my house. And if I feel like, hey, maybe this might be a good song, then I'll take it to the studio. Okay. And I'll record it and then release it. Okay. But typically it's just like, I just feel this need to create. Yes. And it's also a good time to spend with God. Yeah. So typically, like on a Saturday in the morning, I'm feeling creative. Yeah. Just start making a song.
So you recognized your songwriting as a gift.
Yeah.
And then I've kind of picked up that discernment is a gift.
Possibly. Yeah. I mean, I still feel like a baby.
Yeah. Right. Right.
In my walk with God. And so I'm still learning these things. Yeah. But for sure, there's that discernment. Because even back when I remember before I had even met God, and I have this discernment against Ouija boards and all this darkness. Like I knew it was bad. Like not because, it's just Yeah. So
Not because you were
maybe.
morally upright.
Yeah, it had
but
nothing
just
to do
like
with that.
you're picking up on
Something in my soul is like, that is evil.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So perhaps, yeah. I mean, I guess I haven't really sat and like thought about it with much intention, but perhaps another gift of mine is discernment, which is pretty cool.
So, what does life with Jesus look like for you now? Like, yeah.
Well, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. So recently, my dad, he came up to me today and said he's thinking about getting baptized.
Wow.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
My mother got baptized a couple months ago.
Wow. Is this from not that you're the initiator, but have you been having conversations with them about?
Something takes over me. The Holy Spirit just starts speaking through me. Because sometimes like I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth sometimes, and I'm like, but it's like on point, and it's like sometimes I'll get in a conversation with my dad. And I'll just so an hour will pass. And I'm just almost preaching to him.
Well, we preach to ourselves. So.
And it's like, so yeah, I mean, I'm seeing my family come to God, which is amazing. And he provides. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing but good things to say. I mean, even through all of the stumbles that I've had, he just teaches me. And I just keep growing. And I keep submitting more. And the more that I submit, the better things get. That's just kind of how it's been, to really boil it down. Yeah, I mean, said recently, he's been working on my idol of money. And my idol for money doesn't come from like a want for things, but it comes from a feeling of not being secure in my situation. Where it's like, I'm scared I'm going to be homeless or something. And I'm not trusting God to provide for me. And so it's been about a 4-month thing that he's been chipping away at my heart at.
You had another 4-month thing, so maybe you're almost done. No.
Well, I mean, it's getting to the end of this money thing, because I've gotten to the point, right? Because he gives me this opportunity to work at a music marketing company. Even if I'm not making monetary money, who cares? Just the fruits are way better than any money could ever be. And I learned that recently, within the past couple weeks.
But that's how crazy. Life with Jesus is.
That's how it works.
We're always learning something else.
We're always learning. There's always
fleeing
something.
idols.
Yes, because again, I mean, I'm 2-3 years into my walk, so he's still breaking things off of me as I submit more. Like, all I want to do is spread the gospel and talk about Jesus and tell people. And like, no amount of money,
it's not
will
about
ever
that.
be worth it. He still worked everything out in my good. To show me, hey, how many times do I have to show you that money's not gonna fulfill you, dude? And so here we are.
It's awesome.
That was a big breakthrough last week.
Yeah. That's the thing with when we give our testimonies. We have testimonies continually.
Oh, it never stops.
Jesus is continually revealing himself and his life in us, and it's lovely.
It's amazing.
It is.
It's amazing. It's literally amazing. And like, the one thing that I could say to encourage anybody if they're new in their walk is like, you're gonna stumble. We're not perfect. I don't speak that over you, but maybe it's gonna happen, right? Just, he doesn't want you to feel shame. The enemy wants you to feel shame in that situation. He's right there to pick you up. If you just, when you stumble, if you just focus your eyes on Jesus and you actively seek him through that storm, he will show you why he allowed you to go through that. Right? Because
why you're choosing it.
Right? It goes both ways. Sometimes he'll allow that to happen because he needed to teach you something, and sometimes you knowingly went the other way. But throughout both of those, if you just keep your eye on him, he will work all things out for not only His glory,
Right.
but for your good.
Yeah.
110%.
That's true.
It's
true.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's nuts. And yeah, I mean, my testimony's still ongoing. One thing he has put on my heart is it's just posture over perfection, and that's what I try to tell myself a lot. Is just it's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
It's just make sure your heart is postured right.
Yeah.
And He'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Jesus is good like that.
Jesus is good. Jesus is great. I mean, I could talk about it for hours.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all that you have shared,
Yeah.
and we will both continue living life and having more to say about him for
Yeah.
sure. But thank you so much, Skyler.
Of course.
And
Of course.
we'll look for his Melancholy.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
It's on Instagram. It's just Melancholy. So the word just and then MELONCOLLI.
Okay.
Melon like a watermelon, collie like a dog.
And you'll just keep testifying about Jesus in music
Yep.
and whatever else of life, and it'll be good. So
110%.
Thank you, Skyler.
Thank you.